What's up, fellas? I'm not the expert. Welcome back to the Connected Franchise Mode Experiments. So, a couple weeks ago, we did the team of NFL duds, which is basically the worst player at every single position in the league, and we tested to see if they would go 0-16. While this team did lose every single game and most of the players performed horribly, there was one player that stood above the rest, and that was Lamar Lewis. He had a surprising performance. He led the league in tackles and shattered the NFL record for tackles in a season at 199, which was previously 195. So it led me to be a little bit curious. If a guy who's 57 overall can lead the league in tackles, I can only imagine what a guy who had 99 at every single attribute could do on this team. And that is exactly what we're testing out today, gentlemen. I had to bring in the GOAT of defensive players of all time, and that is, of course, the fictional character of Bobby Boucher, aka the Water Boy.
And that's what I call high quality H2O.
Bobby Boucher has a 99 in every single attribute. His traits are maxed out as well. He has a clutch rating, all of that stuff. He is a 100% maxed out player. You can't get any better than this. Now, this team is terrible. They're most likely going to go 0-16, but that's not what we're testing out today. We're trying to see if Bobby Boucher is good enough to just go crazy on the defensive side of the ball, just shatter NFL records all over the place, and see if he has at least a chance to go for the NFL MVP. We're trying to see, is it even possible? So, alright, SpongeBob, hit me with that title card.
Later.
Here we are, we made it to the end of the season. It appears we didn't make the playoffs, but I wasn't really expecting us to. Oh my gosh. Everybody besides Bobby Boucher just completely nuked their overall. How about the offense? I'm sure it's not any better. Yeah, it's the entire offensive line is down the drain. Well, as expected, the team went 0-16, but we still need to find out how Bobby Boucher did. Did he win MVP? So Bobby Boucher, the 99 overall player, got significantly less tackles than Lamar Lewis. So Bobby Boucher got 155, Lamar Lewis had 199. That is insane. So even if you're a higher ranked player, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to perform better. Tackles for loss, he had 12 though, and he had 5 interceptions. Did he have any defensive touchdowns? Oh, he had a couple of forced fumbles as well. No touchdowns. He didn't score once. So he had a pretty great season, but I don't think this is MVP caliber. There's not even a chance. And as expected, every single person in the MVP list is a offensive player. Like Bobby Boucher is nowhere to be seen on this list. Bobby Boucher is not even on the Defensive Player of the Year list. So my theory did not work out for us at all. I think, yeah, he's probably under best linebacker. Yeah, he finished number 1 on that. But besides that, Bobby Boucher did nothing. He did not perform as well as I was expecting. He did lead the league in tackles though. He had 2 more than Sean Spence and Miles Jack. Let's see, did he have the most tackles for loss? Not even close. And definitely not as many sacks because he's the middle linebacker. But Khalil Mack had 24.5. That's a lot. My theory did not work out whatsoever. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reset all of this. I'm going to give the simulation one more shot and see what happens around the second time.
20 minutes later.
Second time around, second simulation, and as expected, the team is doing garbage. Okay, so once again, everyone's down in the gutter. 0-16 once again. Russell Wilson won MVP, and Bobby Boucher is nowhere to be seen. Once again, Bobby Boucher was on the top of the list in the league. He had 169 tackles, 8 tackles for loss, 2.5 sacks, 4 interceptions. So a very, very similar season to the previous one. But this is, once again, nowhere close to being like an MVP caliber type of player. So maybe what I should do is try to rearrange it to where he's on the defensive line. So he'll just get a ton of sacks or something like that. But because right now it's not really working out for us as a linebacker. But he did not win Defensive Player of the Year as a 99 overall player with maxed out stats. So let's switch it up. Let's move him to the defensive line, see if that changes anything whatsoever. So we went 0-16, but if you look down there, the Jets at 2-14. That's pretty interesting. Is that a prediction for next season maybe? So he had 122 tackles. He only had 12.5 sacks. Really? A maxed out 99 overall player. Maybe it has something to do with his size. Maybe 193 pounds at 5'9". That's probably not helping his case. Once again, Russell Wilson wins MVP. We are nowhere to be found on the list. Best defensive line, Bobby Boucher finished 3rd. This is just such a weird thing. Because Bobby Boucher, I know for a fact he's rated higher than both Khalil Mack and JJ Watt. Maybe it has something to do with size. I'm not exactly sure. But there's, I could switch it around to cornerback, free safety. But I think we're going to get the same result every single time. Maybe there's something I'm missing. Maybe I should have put him on like a better team or something like that. But from my calculations, just from my testing around, it seems like it's not possible for a defensive player to win MVP. Now, if you've ever seen it, please let me know in the comments below. I'm sure it will be possible. Like maybe if you turn down all of the offensive players in the league and just like set them to 0, then maybe there's a chance that a defensive player will guaranteed to win MVP of the league. But in a normal simulation, in a regular league, it doesn't seem like it's possible. It seems like a huge stretch. Your player would have to go off. It would have to be insane, record-breaking season. But I could not get it to happen, at least in these 3 simulations. But that does not mean it's not possible. It just seems very, very unlikely. But anyways, guys, I want to say thank you so much for watching. You're all legends in my book. And as for me, I am Drew Morris, big old Drewski, not the expert. And I'll see all you fellas in my next video. Peace. In today's video, I have assembled a bunch of clutch players around the NFL, but just a little tidbit, this is not the best player in terms of clutch or like the most clutch player at every position per se. I tried to avoid like higher rated players, so like Aaron Rodgers, he's definitely clutch.